That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch!
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I am your host, as always, the King, and thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 1K, man. All right, we're gonna get there by next month. I'm 1000% sure about that. Be sure to check out my last video right here, the Triple H burial, because we got to get Triple H the F up out of here immediately. Now, to point out again, I'm still gonna talk about NXT. Said that in the video already. Like NXT, Shawn Michaels runs it. It's I enjoy that. To be honest here, not gonna talk about the show overall. Really, I mean, some things happen with Dark State and Chase U and Joe Hendry, and they also had Lola's promo with JC Jane and dropping her and a couple other stuff. Josh Briggs trying to put himself over Javon Evans, and a lot of things happened, but not that important. All right, we're talking about the main event specifically. Okay. Let's talk about this main event with Oba and Trick, title for title, TNA NXT. So here's the thing. I already knew this match was not going to have an actual finish to it, judging by the way they were shooting this match. It was starting out kind of slowish, and then you could just see every time they just kept panning the camera to the crowd. Literally almost every 10 seconds, they pan the camera over to some TNA wrestler that's in the crowd. Steve Macklin. They had Xia Li, you had the Elegance folk, you had Moose, you had a bunch of TNA folks just everywhere in the crowd. They just kept panning the camera over to them every time. I'm like, yeah, this is not ending in a clean finish. Eventually to the point where Mike Santana even shows up and he hops on commentary. I was like, all right, yep, I know where this is going. Matt Cardona even showed up on TV. Ain't that something, right? You know what I'm saying? He finished the story. Look at that guy. But yeah, so they had this match and things were happening, but I wasn't really paying attention to the match because they kept panning the camera over to the crowd. So it was all right. And then eventually Trick throws Oba into the steps on the outside, and then he gets in the face of Mike Santana and smacks him aside the face. And well, of course, Mike Santana ain't stand up for that. Punches him in the face. They get in the ring. The bell rings. And everybody from the TNA crowd that was in there, they all jumped out and stormed the ring. And then NXT superstars were coming from the back. Pause. Coming from the back. Pause again. Coming from the back. Pause. And they all started fighting each other. And they were going crazy. All just wild. And then you just see Ricky Saints just walking casually by the chaos. Comes up to the NXT title to touch it. And then Oba immediately goes to touch the belt as well. Be like, hey, twin. Hey, look, twin. It's my belt, twin. I don't know what the hell you think this is, little twin. It's my belt. He decided to hold it over the top of his head. And meanwhile, chaos is just going on in the background. And him and Ricky Saints eye to eye because they have their match come No Mercy. Now, that's how the show goes off air. And the thought process I had was this. Okay. You got this TNA thing going on where, as we all know, TNA, their partnership with WWE, it's been, for what people consider it as, more give and less take. They're not really gaining much is what people are putting out there. And Trick is holding the belt hostage, and NXT runs TNA. They do a AAA. AAA feels the same way sometimes with how people comment on that. So TNA, they ain't having that. They ain't having these non-TNA people holding their belt. My thing is this: if you're gonna run an angle where it's like an invasion kind of thing, my guy Frank, shout out to Frank, co-host, he pointed out, he's like, this would have been fire in 07. This is true. In 07, this would have been lit. Currently right now, with the people you have currently, it ain't as lit as it's supposed to be. But what you can do is still do this. All right, Survivor Series is on its way. Okay, I know the next pay-per-view we have is NXT No Mercy, and we got Halloween Havoc after that, and I don't know if we got anything else after that point, but you need to find a way to make a TNA and NXT, like, I don't want to say worlds collide, but just like a war, you need to do something with that way you like actually get something out of this whole them pulling up Twitter beef and everything like kind of situation. Because WWE on Raw and SmackDown, we don't like to talk about those people, but they're going to be running a War Games show themselves. And when you look at that, you're kind of like, well, they got no business running the War Games. They just zero reason for them to even have it right now. NXT specifically, though, they got a reason to run the War Games with TNA. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to do it because the other show's doing it. Who knows, really? But if it was me, I'm either running some kind of like War Game show or a TNA versus NXT show. I would do something like that maybe after Halloween Havoc, because again, that's going to be in October. So do something in like November, December to close out the year. You know, you can do NXT versus TNA and run something like that. You know, it's just a thought. You know, just to keep things interesting and have something lit to end the year for NXT and TNA specifically. Pretty sure they want their TNA title back, so why not just, I don't know, have a whole pay-per-view based off of just that, TNA and NXT. Now throw hands. Seems simple enough, right? Seems simple enough. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's kind of all I want to talk about. Something real quick and something short and sweet for this. How do y'all feel about running an NXT versus TNA pay-per-view? Should you involve AAA in some way or fashion, or is that mostly just a beef that they should have with the main roster people? Because I don't think they met any NXT people so far, outside of Lola, and might be it. Now that I'm trying to like really think about it. So, but all right. With that being said, thank you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share as always. And check out again that last video I posted. Yeah, we done with Triple H. We done with this, man. We just can't keep watching trash for the rest of our lives. Like, we just can't. All right. I will see you guys mañana for AEW Dynamite. So see y'all next time. Peace.
Damn! He ain't gonna be a
MVPs.